Dear friends, good morning on Wednesday the 18th of May. I try to read a psalm every morning alongside my regular Bible reading, and I'm finding at the moment that they are really helping me to pray about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Yesterday I was reading Psalm 10, where the psalmist begins by asking, "Why do you stand so far off, Lord? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble?" And isn't that our cry as the news of terrible atrocities continue to emerge from Ukraine? But the psalmist doesn't just ask why. He goes on to express his anguish at the unjust suffering that he's witnessing. In his arrogance, the wicked man hunts down the weak who are caught in the schemes he devises. He boasts about the cravings of his heart. He blesses the greedy and reviles the Lord. In his pride, the wicked man does not seek him. In all his thoughts, there is no room for God. Well, that could have been written this week of Putin and his murderous and plundering army. Despite seeing this as a crusade to restore Ukraine to the Russian Orthodox Church, backed by the appallingly wicked Patriarch Kirill, he is reviling the Lord as he allows his drunk and brainwashed soldiers to rape and pillage and murder innocent people. You may have seen the news emerging from the Bucha region of Ukraine, where bodies of more than 1,000 people have been discovered, most in hastily buried shallow graves. They found that 650 of those people were tortured before being shot in a children's summer camp. He lies in wait near the villages. From ambush, he murders the innocent. His eyes watch in secret for his victims, says verse 8. And the soldiers who commit such atrocities think they're acting in secret. He says to himself, God will never notice. He covers his face and he never sees. That's verse 11. But the writer of the psalm knows that God does see, and so he begins to plead with God to act in verses 14 and 15. But you, God, see the trouble of the afflicted. You consider their grief and take it in hand. Break the arm of the wicked man. Call the evildoer to account for his wickedness that would not otherwise be found out. And that's just what we should be praying, that God will stop the wicked behaving like this and call them to account. And we know with greater certainty than the psalmist that our prayers for justice and judgment will be answered. In fact, Jesus speaks of the fate of those who in their drunken stupor beat and persecute others. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's Matthew 24 and verse 51. Normally I would recoil from such expressions of judgment, but in the light of the news emerging from Bucha, I am so grateful for them, for it reassures me that God does see what's happening. And even if war crimes tribunals don't bring the murderers to justice in this life, they will pay for what they've done in the next. And then I remember that the Jesus who is speaking these words of judgment against wicked and evil people is the one who took such judgment upon himself when he died on the cross. He was cut to pieces. He suffered wailing and gnashing of teeth, and he did this so that we, and even those who order and commit such atrocities, might repent and be forgiven. Bow down and worship before the God of such perfect justice and boundless grace. God bless you today.